Chrome window. So if I go back to something else. The story thus far is we investigated the new place, which seems to have a... Hello.
Hello, mate. You're right.
Yes, hang on, because OBS is doing its normal lock-up thing. As soon as I can
It's all right.
change this back, I will get you in there.
It's all good. That was painful. I missed a load. You walked into a church.
Well, I won't talk to you about what it is yet because nobody can hear you at the moment because mine is still trying to get it from the Hangout and I've got a spinning gear saying I'm not doing anything. God, Jesus, OBS, just work sometimes, will you? We'll get there. Oh, there you go. There you are. Come on, you can do it. You could do it. Go to that one. Go to that one. For the benefit of people watching, I'm trying to get Jack back in via Discord instead of the Hangout where there were lots of people talking and it was a little bit tricky
Not paying attention.
But OBS at the moment is doing this lock-up thing which won't let me change it to bring Jack in, so I can't give you... you might be getting audio from him, I can't tell. Probably not. Certainly not getting video from him. But basically we went to the new location, we wandered around and there seemed to be a sewer grate that we could lift up, but the policeman told us not to. In the church there didn't seem to be anything we could do, but we've gone back to the police station because one of the things suggested we could do is talk to the police chief again to see what's going on.
Because we've accumulated more evidence.
We've accumulated nothing else at all.
Oh. Did you remember to pull the thing out the wall?
No, it just arrived back with me.
That's weird.
So I've still got it. So if you remember, when we left, we didn't sort of say, okay, I'll leave Ireland now. We just appeared back in Paris talking to Nicole.
How weird.
Come on, OBS. Work. Work, damn it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Is this good form? If I stop the stream and then restart it, because I'm going to have to...
There is a technical difficulties thing that will keep your stream going for a certain amount of time.
Oh, is it? Where's that then?
I've never used it before.
It does exist.
Yeah, it does exist though.
It's just we don't know where it is. I can report myself. Oh, hang on. Speak, Jack.
Hello.
Yay! I'm getting volume in here. Hopefully other people are getting the volume as well. What I did during that time is turn subtitles on for the game as well, which I can probably turn back off again now. So we were just chatting to the gendarme about...
Do you know a man
people.
named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Jack, have you got video and audio?
Yep, I'm all good, man. Thank you.
Awesome.
I was just trying to make sure that I can hear myself on your stream.
Oh, that's gone... Oh.
Yep, perfect.
Hang on. That's really annoying. I set up a different scene, but it's changed it. It's gone to Hangouts. I'm going to have to change that back. That's really annoying.
Yeah, because I'm still not appearing.
No, and I set up a new scene to say, okay, for this one I want the Hangout, and I left my other one, which should have Discord. So let's grab that. And then I need to just toggle bits in a little bit. Oh, that's not too bad. I can just get rid of a little bit there. You always must have technical difficulties.
I'm here. I can see myself.
Yeah, I know, but we've got those little icons on the side. We don't want those. Get rid of those.
Yeah.
Right. We're good. I'm happy.
Yay.
If Canadian Dude's still there and anybody else, if you can tell us if you can hear everything, if you can hear the game, if you can hear Jack and me, that would be handy.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
One moment, monsieur.
The interesting thing about the gendarme is
Stop,
actually spoke
monsieur,
a little
to
bit
see
of
you,
French
monsieur.
to us, which doesn't happen.
Did he
very
say
often.
what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Exciting times.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobbard, my mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
Ooh.
But
I've been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Do you feel bad that we don't get to voice this ourselves?
Yeah. Like I don't feel like we're earning this.
Are you hosting this on your Twitch, by the way? Is that a thing that I should
Oh
encourage?
shit! I'm sorry.
That's all right. It just means we might pick up some of your guys. Right, I'm just going to go and ask him all through these.
Ever heard of
ones.
a guy called Marquet? Jacques Marquet?
Marquet, I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping, arson, and art theft.
Thank
An
you.
all-rounder, huh? How come he's on
Um,
the loose?
His
Cheers.
bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his attorney.
I'm starting to think what we might get is we might get some extra things from him that we could use in the other locations because there didn't seem to be much going on.
Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of
Templiers.
course, monsieur, their fame is widespread throughout France. We haven't forgotten them, unlike the rest of Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy.
Twitchy, huh?
You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor, monsieur. The flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Not everyone shares my passion for Bartok.
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear your uninformed opinions, Stobbard.
That's deeply suspicious. He's very defensive about
Why do you
the
get so
whole
wound
Templar
up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries. I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Maybe his ancestors were Templars. Whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
thing. Oops. I'm going to have to ask for him again now. Don't ask him about the Templars.
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
I'll just ask about this guy. Quick.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantou.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Harsh.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
This is a very protracted animation to get him to the desk, isn't it? Look-
It's
look when he
Stobbart,
first
monsieur. He insists on
stands
talking
up,
to you
he looks
again.
like he's going into a fight pose.
Yeah, like leans back, doesn't
Thank
he?
you, Moo.
I'm ready to go.
What now, monsieur?
Well, we won't ask about the Knights Templar.
Have you heard of Professor Pegram, the archaeologist?
Molly Pegram, the second son of Lord Barclay Pegram.
I don't know. I only read about him in a magazine.
So much for the efficacy of rehabilitation. What has he done this time?
He made an important archaeological find in Ireland. Do you know Pegram well?
I have connections with the family, but I wouldn't say I knew him at all.
Is his name really Molly?
Of course not.
He's just
That
into
was the
coke real
nickname he
hard.
was given at school. All his friends and acquaintances know him as Molly.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed.
I don't know,
I have
Jack,
washed my
stick and
hands
cover
of the
up
whole
here.
affair.
Then I'll
I
have to
do.
continue my
That
investigations
guy's
without
fishy.
your help.
No, you must forget the business of the crown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobard.
Do you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school. Flap is a nasty piece of
Special
work,
school.
but Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu. Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether,
Wow, we've got Tony
invisible
trying
to all but the
investigation.
possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
Oh, you've missed
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Oh
Really?
no, the hypnosis.
What was it called?
Hypnotism for fun and profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
You're not going to try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Oh, nice. We've
Let's
got a
just
probe
say
joke.
I'd rather you didn't.
I know.
I've got more
I-
doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet.
So I'll show him the gem.
What do you make of this, Inspector?
Astounding. Where did you come by a stone like that?
I was given it by a man in a bar in Ireland. Do you recognize the gem?
It is unfamiliar to me. If such a jewel had been stolen, I would know it for sure.
So long, Inspector.
So didn't really get much out of that.
We didn't do very well there.
Only suspicion.
I'm just going to turn the subtitles back off.
Okay.
They
They were on.
Yeah, I just turned it back off because now there's not so much noise going on.
Yeah. I quite like them actually.
Oh, I'll shut them back on if you like. Let's see what Nicole's got to say about this. Anything?
It's George. I've tracked down that guy Marquet.
That's great news.
Yeah, if I get to see him, I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, did he say it was in some hospital or something? Maybe that's the one thing we got. So hang on, you.
I
look
think
at subtitles.
we have to go back and solve the puzzle in the museum because you know he's back.
But Marquet was the some sort of hospitalised guy or something.
You've got hospital on your map though.
Let's see if it's appeared.
Hospital, yeah, centre.
Where? Oh yeah, yeah, new
12
location.
o'clock.
Alright, maybe we'll get something from here.
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint.
He likes his simile, doesn't he, George?
Oh, he loves it. Thinks he's a right poet.
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The
he
door
wanking?
was locked.
You just look a little bit
Bit
like
wanky.
he was going for it. Yeah.
Oh man, my bum is killing.
Your painkillers kicked in yet, or was this
No,
just
no.
painkiller?
Just.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
I don't think we're going to call
Bunny?
you Bunny.
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
Okay.
What
Do you know
was the
anything
habit?
about a patient
We
named
don't know.
Marquet?
We don't want
And
to.
sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
The anger things.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
Nice. Okay.
See you later.
Right.
Let's talk to this girlie. See where he is.
Excuse me.
Hello? She can turn around?
Yes, sir.
Oh, finally.
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea.
We've got a
A
strange
little
American
greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
now. Well, we're not.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the Bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Okay.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Let's say yes.
Yeah, I'm his long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yep, long lost.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age, after a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not.
Can we see him?
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My
Fucking
instructions
that
were
is
quite
so, isn't
clear.
it?
No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
How can I prove that? I've got this picture. I don't know.
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
One person.
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
What does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around. The hospital insurance wouldn't cover it if it was stolen.
I can't remember what's written on here. Is this?
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
Yay.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here.
Really?
Now, let me see. He was on
What?
ward B12, as I recall.
Oh, is Benoit going to take us there?
Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on ward J2. That's
That's the close to death ward.
Nurse Grendel's ward.
And she's black.
Nurse Grendel. Isn't that the nurse out of One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest?
I think so. You can ask about her though. She's just popped up.
Oh yeah.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a
Are
well-disciplined
you
ward
concerned
isn't a
about what the
crime,
accent's
is it?
going to be like here?
Well disciplined.
Yep.
In the
And-
discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything,
Yeah.
I mean everything, is done to a strict
Got a
routine.
dominatrix.
6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result.
Could
Those
you
patients
meet that
of
result,
hers are
Jack?
like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
Oh my god.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
Hey, I just had a
No,
follower message.
I mean, there's not a
from
man
Win.
in this clinic
Welcome,
who
Win,
hasn't
if you're
sprawled
watching.
out on her.
I was
Hey,
beginning
buddy.
to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J.
That's weird. I haven't got it hasn't popped up on the chat.
How do I find Nurse Grendel's
Oh yeah, I
ward?
just got a message
Down
saying
the corridor
I've got
on the
a
left.
Twitch
Turn
follower,
right at the
but
senior
it
consultant's
should come up on the
washroom.
chat, shouldn't it?
Right again at the
Yeah.
executive coffee lounge. Very left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Okay, I wasn't listening to the directions there. Hopefully we'll be able to...
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Who's this guy?
J2 follow on the left or something.
Something like that.
Sorry, I was refreshing my.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
Alright.
Thanks for your help.
I'm just going to go down here, see what I can find. A few minutes later. That's not good.
That wasn't the way.
Let's try this way instead.
Oh god.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Okay.
Can you pull the plug?
I'm concerned about the colour of that liquid.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to
Why
you
have
for a
we got a
minute.
Brummy?
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth.
Hello, we're going
no
to
matter
Paris.
how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
Oh
know what?
my god.
If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
The voice acting is interesting.
Do you know a nurse called
and then they
Grendel?
suddenly ran out of voices.
Sure I do.
And started doing regional
Is
accents.
she on duty today?
Yeah, end of the corridor, Ward J2.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the corridors?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Oh my god.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by
I do not
any
recall
chance?
Mr. Shiny in this game.
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
Oh god. Do you reckon he draws a little
How come
face
you
on
got
him
so
and uses the
attached
Hoover
to a
attachment?
polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
No, I
don't
Yes.
mind. The rest
You're
of the
a
staff
freak.
think I'm
Yes.
twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny
Oh,
his
dear.
weekly pull through.
Whatever you got with this metal mop foot is probably a fine and noble
I like
thing.
to have a weekly pull
It
through.
is. Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
Well, you don't need to. You got a wife.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No,
You like to
I'm
spice
not
it up a
allowed
bit
on the
with Mr.
wards
Shiny,
with
though.
Mr. Shiny.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Oh, look, we can mess with it.
I wasn't in the mood for shining floors.
I want to sabotage Mr. Shiny. If I put some of this plaster of Paris in it. Oh, don't be like that, George.
Oh, what a pusshole.
There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me.
can't. I don't think I can get to the plug socket there. So what have we got here? We got.
Can you flood the floor with the water?
Let's have a look.
Oh, you've used it.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
Plaster of Paris with the water?
No, he doesn't want to sabotage. Right, which way was Jay?
Down at the end of the corridor left.
Let's try this way. The only problem with games like this is you go into these locations and you're like, am I supposed to accomplish something here or not? I can't.
Right, this is where I think it might get a bit
Might get a
racist.
bit racist.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good.
No.
What that means.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
You
Try
can
and
tell
go
me
to
how
the
my
end of the
brother is,
ward.
can't you?
Of course, monsieur. What is his name?
Jacques Marquet.
Let me
Dialogue
see.
tree first.
He's satisfactory.
I was told he was dying.
Well, he is, but the doctor described his condition as satisfactory. That's quite an improvement on yesterday.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Monsieur.
Thank you, nurse.
You may come back at visiting time, monsieur.
Thanks. When is that?
The second Tuesday of each month.
I've been chucked out. I can't move anywhere.
Ugh.
So either I do something with that. Yeah, let's experiment with a few. What happens if I go down here, do this sort of thing?
Yeah. Really Scooby-Doo, does he come out of a completely different bit?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, we just come out there. But I wonder if we can open this door.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
The cupboard?
Hello.
Oh, hi. No whistling, right?
Right.
It's possible to hit him over the head with something.
What's
All right,
the
how
problem
about-
with Nurse Grendel?
She's uptight and twisted on account of a broken heart.
I've got a sweet
Oh,
talker.
that's too bad. I thought she was just plain bad-tempered.
That also. By the way, sir, I wouldn't stand too close to Mr. Shiny's grease valve. If he has an emission, it'll take the shine clean off your shoes. Say, nice sneakers.
Thanks.
Look out for emissions.
Who broke the nurse's heart? Was it you?
Oh no. Talk to a woman, I wouldn't know where to start.
That is a shame.
My analyst says I'm socially inept.
Some analyst? Weren't you offended?
Not me, it's a comfort to have it made official.
You shouldn't take any notice of him. Everyone shines in their own way.
Yeah, I shine floors.
Oh my god. It reminds me of Peterson from Red Dwarf.
Yeah. Any ideas? I'm trying to think. What
I've been to Titan. I've been to Malansky. I can name 30 things that slept with Katansky. Me.
Take a look at
Your
this red
mum.
nose.
Are you a policeman?
No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh, hang on. Maybe I can claim to be an electrician.
Do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of him.
Can you a grease napkin maybe?
What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C. And a side order of machine oil.
Okay.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Randomly doing things.
Oh, pain.
No. Can I shove that in there? Oh,
How
hang on.
about
Is
the
that-
turning
I think I've got...
before her?
It was the soggy tissue.
If I go here... Look, there's a... Pick something up. Pixel hunt time. What we got?
The cup out the bin.
Probably.
Oh no, the
Oh,
plug.
that is the plug. Oh, it goes all the way round the side. So I wonder if he's going to go
As I
and
tugged the
investigate,
plug out
and
of
I'll
the
be able to
socket,
get in
the polishing
door.
machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Now can you pretend to be an electrician?
Wait, what, George, where the hell are you going?
Oh, rearrange the statue.
I've not got the mouse pointer back yet. He's obviously doing a... Come on, George. Don't just stand there looking. Let's see him get in there quick. Ah. I'm now a doctor.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
Oh, I can only look at that still.
There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me.
But hey, I'm a doctor now, so maybe I can go.
No,
see the-
that's the first turning.
Sure.
Yeah, you want the second.
Ah, yeah, you're right. If you say it. This one further up. That is the difference of this much.
Yeah.
All right, now let's see if I get some respect.
She's gone. Nope, she's here. Just maybe
Good
just
afternoon,
walk.
Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, Doctor.
Hello.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks. Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I
he's
was
talking about
formulating a
blinking.
diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field
Hey,
as
FX Node, how you doing, man?
blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney.
Okay.
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey!
This is the
You're
most
a
bizarre
doctor.
voice we've had
How
in the
come
game.
you don't know?
Oh no.
We doctors don't know
What
everything.
is this, Hotel Dusk?
How come you act like you do?
Yeah, it's like, hey, can we employ you to do some random
Has Marquet
accents,
had
please?
any visitors?
Yes, we're available.
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You
Sounds
feel
like
like
it should
the
be on
rest of
some,
the
like,
world
kids'
has abandoned you.
Cartoon where
Well,
everyone's jolly.
You know how it is.
Hello, I've got cancer.
Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Alright, get rid of him.
What was the box
goodbye
she
and
gave you?
Good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
It's a penis enlarger, I think. I'm guessing it's a blood pressure cuff. What is it? It's not going to tell us. Let's see if I can go around and ignore him now. Yeah, this way. The beckoning hands.
Doctor,
What is it?
Oh,
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
now we've got a posh man. Excuse me, doctor. We're all here in
What?
Paris.
It's like English
I
patients.
know.
He's do a dodgy accent.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Oh, good save. The thing about reaching new locations, there's an awful lot of chatting, isn't there, to get through?
Oh,
Oh,
doctor.
for God's sakes.
What now?
You didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
Yes, I did. I'm not taking it anymore.
Okay, let's try again.
I'm held up by this old guy. He's going to just ask us to take his blood pressure non-stop now, isn't he?
Yeah.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
When was
I'll
this
come
game
back when you've
made?
recovered your manners.
I think 1996.
Oh, so you might have to go to another ward to find out how to take blood pressure.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Stop that.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
Well,
In Birmingham, I am wondering.
there were certainly some Birmingham accents, but
What's
there's
your
been
impression
all
of
sorts
Nurse
of
Grendel?
bizarre accents. You would
She's a
not believe.
very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
Mate, you're doing well. You got 7 viewers, man.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
All right then.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
This is super.
They
dramatic,
won't even
isn't it?
say what's wrong with me.
Common squatter.
Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
I wonder if we can get
See you later.
him transferred or something. Maybe if I go talk to the nurse.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
No, I can't. Say, hey, how do you work
What
this?
is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
And you use it how? Okay.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I'll try getting round again. I've got no... It's not like I can pull the sheet across or anything. Don't you dare. Oh, for God's sake.
You haven't finished taking...
Yeah. What to do here?
Will you keep...
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment?
Because he's a private patient.
It's because he's got money, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not like that. I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
Hang on, we've got a chart here. Maybe we can do something with that.
His temperature was normal, with little fluctuation either way.
I want to try and give him an electric shock and kill him.
Okay.
That's the way.
Hi, it's me again. I thought about giving him an electric shock,
Go on, do it.
but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
Jeez, man.
Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor.
She
It's
keep
my
asking
job.
me too. All right.
What's up?
See you
I'm
later.
still trying to get this blood pressure thing sorted out. I'll give it one more try of getting away, and then I'll try going back and seeing if I can get one of the other doctors to do it, perhaps. Maybe that's the thing. Oh my
You
God.
haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Okay, I think we've hit a brick wall on the blood pressure situation.
Will you keep quiet?
Okay. So I'm going to go back over to here and see if I can do something about the... See if I can get the doctors to help or something, maybe, I don't know. See if there's something there. This guy seems like the prize loser.
Hey, Benoit!
Oh yeah, get Benoit to do it.
There's no need to
That's what I'm
shout.
thinking.
What do you want?
Oh, the glass pattern on this great.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Yeah. Oh, man.
What do you know about this piece of equipment?
It's a device for measuring blood pressure.
Not going anywhere there.
See you later.
Right.
Let's do...
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Alright, maybe I can take him and ditch him on that bloke.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
You're going to come with me. Yay, that looks good. Maybe we have to be using that way. Good sites to buy retro games. Ooh,
Good old games is good.
Oh, I don't know that one. What sort of PC retro games?
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theatre. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk.
Yeah, so although we get the official game from Steam, it actually launches into ScumVM, which is the modern emulator for these sort of games. Yeah. What's that? Something of Games, isn't it?
Good old games.
Good old games, yeah. They've released a few classics, like they've done some remakes. They've got sort of the Broken Sword 3 and 4 in there, and also what am I thinking of?
Hey Frank.
Grand Fandango. Hey,
yeah.
What am I doing?
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job. See you later.
Right, so I want to get this dude to do it.
Hey, Benoit.
Oh man, I remember this back in the original YouTube days.
What's that?
2007. Is it a good idea to microwave this? I was watching it years ago.
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something.
Okay.
Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
It's this guy, isn't it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Alrighty. Hey. Scum works on RetroPie. Yes, it does.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc, right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
Does he now?
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No. This was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
What is an
No,
homburg?
but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Don't you think it's possible that the bear was a man in disguise?
Well, obviously, I'm not completely stupid. But who would go to the bother of disguising himself as a bear? It's not as if he'd blend in with the surroundings. I checked with base to see if any bears had been reported missing from the zoo or a traveling circus. They told me to sit tight until reinforcements arrive. Right. I'd be stupid to tackle a bear single-handed.
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc. If you see that bear, kick him in the nuts.
Kick him in the nuts. That's the way to deal with bears.
Rather you than me, pal.
The bare necessities.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the
Not me. I never
Some
inhaled.
overacting here.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster quickly.
Ooh,
Tell
spying secret
him that I have found the
organisations here and stuff.
tripod right here in Paris.
What, you have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed Klausner. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
Oh, first time there's a
And
mention
that's
of a
bad,
sword
is it?
actually for this game.
As for Klausner, he has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeier was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Well, we've got some things. We know we need the tripod, that's the thing in the museum.
Yeah.
But we don't know who the Grand Master is.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
This is up-to-date animation.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter!
Uh-oh.
The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
White line. Oh dear. Yes, we got the message. That was the machine.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I know. Alright, we get it.
Oh, we're back at Nico's.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window.
Oops. Oh, hello. Who's this guy?
Have you ever heard of the Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again.
Next payday, Mobula 7 HD, but will it work with my Eternity 9X? If you've got a FreeSky module in there, it'll bind to D8. If you've got a XJT module in there, then you can bind it as D16. So it should do.
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the tripod in the Croon Museum.
Right.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
So we got that.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces. The Night Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy working on a loom. There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Okay, nothing new there. We need a tripod.
Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philip IV, the King of France, otherwise known as Philippe le Bel. Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
Fly should work, hopefully. I don't want another TX module. Hey, you're going to make me look now, aren't you?
Hmm.
I think there's the Fly Sky, but it's a slightly more up-to-date module than the sort of standard. I think there is, but the up-to-date Fly Sky modules are slightly different protocol than like the original 9X stuff, which was the older thing. Do you know anything about the Fly Sky stuff, Jack?
What Fly Sky?
Yeah, because the current load of Fly Sky modules don't necessarily work on the original 9X, do they?
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Are you talking Fly Sky or Free Sky?
Or Sergeant Blue? Oh, but you're
Fly Sky, they don't have, they have FH something 2 and then the other one, didn't they?
Yeah, because I remember getting a Fly Sky one by mistake on some little thing that something sent me to review, and I thought, oh, I'll just use my module from my 9X, but it didn't work because they'd updated the protocol since then.
Yeah, there's two. There is 2 protocols and iBus as well.
Yeah. But watch out for that.
What's it called again? Fly Sky. What's it called? Protocol.
Oh, I don't know. But the. Let me have a look, see which one it comes with. I'll tell you the answer.
Does that? Yeah, they had the original one, and then there was like that only did PWM, and then you had the next one up, the ADHF2, which did PPM. Well, CPPM really, combined protocol, and then you had the next one up, which is that same protocol but does iBus, which is digital.
So the 7HD does. It gets it just says compatible Fly Sky receiver. So hopefully, it's a bit vague apart from that. What's it say? Fly Sky version. No, it's version. Why is it as the target? So protocol AFHDS and AFHDS2A switchable. Which one of those, if any, work with the original 9X? Do we know?
What was it called? The
AFHDS and AFHDS2A.
So the 2A one does CPPM, like PPM, and then the other one does PWM.
Oh yes, but which protocol could the original 9X do?
The one that hasn't got the H2 in it.
So we think it might do the AFHDS. So it might do.
Or it had its own protocol.
Hopefully so. But new transmitter wise, that's tricky. Depends on what you're flying, really.
You got the new thing from Jumper that looks exciting.
Yeah, the Jumper T16. That looks pretty nice.
Or play it safe and just find yourself a Tyrannus.
Or like the QX7, I suppose, is the cheap version of that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice, as long as you're not flying Crossfire, of course.
Or even then you can put the module thing in.
Yeah, but you have to then mess with the module, don't you? Who are we supposed to be seeing? He says you might have to go talk to that idiot again.
Talk to who?
Let's try. Let's try it here. I don't know if they're trying to break out the tripod still or what.
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late for what?
Anything. I am closing the museum soon.
This
You
might be a
wouldn't
useful
like to
time
get
to
locked
decide
in.
to
I can tell you.
hide.
Not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He'd made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror such as I have never seen before.
Scary.
Okay.
Forget it. Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
Georgie.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
How did the assassins get their name?
Have you not
From the legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
What's that link then, Jack? Is that the internal one?
That's the RC hacker. You used to be able to buy the internal module upgrade and then put it in the 9X. That's
what like RC model reviews was kicking out the first time. But you might be able to pick up the DJT module very cheap, which was the previous version of the module, which would do D8.
Yeah.
That's another
and the XJT as well.
Yeah, the XJT is obviously the updated one. That'd be more expensive, and you can run all the X series then.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
I was slightly scared we're starting to get into like
enemy.
Muslim offensiveness.
They were
as well.
fearless and deadly.
Just for fun.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
History here.
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date. At dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition. Not surprisingly, they confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. Devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
Well, that must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flamed grilled at the stake. They died protesting their innocence.
But surely Philippe had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called Baphomet, and then suggested to their victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with both feet burnt off. Fragments of flesh and charred bone falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusations?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the Inquisitors.
So Philippe stole the Templars' riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at La Rochelle. There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had set sail.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochman tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place?
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Oh, nice try.
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
I'll do a save point here, and then I'll try and do the old hiding in the thing. See if we get... Because he's already said it's nearly closing time, which we kind of like.
No, he's looking directly at you.
Oh, that's okay.
Don't open it! Remember, the burning cattle!
We need him to go away. Go away.
I think you got to walk around a bit. Now go.
Going.
Go.
Want me to do it when I close it again.
Don't open it! Remember, the burning cattle!
Can't seem to be inside.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
It's Lobineau. Sounds like it's got
Already,
a lob
there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Monsieur.
Hours pass. Well, they've changed the angle. That's confusing.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Oh my god, really?
What the hell am I going to do? Hang on. Save, a new save point, I think. Gonna call it risky business.
Damn it! If only we had Mr.
Oh, Guido!
What's the big idea, you dummy? Shine the light down here.
Mr. Shiny.
The mummy! It's come alive!
Shiny would be useful.
If that's a mommy, I'm glad I'm an orphan.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of knew that one. Could you push anything?
Oh, they chucked me in the water anyway as well. I'm gonna have another look at that one. So what else we got? We got this totem pole thing.
Oh, Guido!
What's the big idea, you dummy? Shine the light down here.
No, that didn't work.
If that's it.
Kaboom. So we haven't got an awful lot of space to do anything by the looks of it.
Can you put the thing on your face?
The what?
Tissue.
Hey, where are you going?
Oh, Guido!
Didn't do anything.
What's the big idea,
I think
you
we've got a
dummy?
limited amount
Shine
of time
the light
to do
down
something.
here.
The mummy! It's come alive!
If that's it.
Oh man, there's no skip for it, is there?
No. Okay, so whatever it is, do it quick, I think. So, so all we've got is that, literally. Oh, hello. We managed to get behind it that time.
What the? Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
Oops. Who's this?
I think that's a reporter, isn't it?
I think it's Nico.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor Georges.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean...
Yeah, you were right.
It was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell.
Never forget a woman.
I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Jersey, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
What's going to happen? That was slightly
Nothing
anticlimactic.
happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Oh my god, how much shit do you carry?
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André
I think
Lobineau.
it's about lighting
Oh,
it
yeah.
somehow.
I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so. Lobineau explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy!
Okay.
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I wonder if the church location is somewhere where you could use a tripod. Didn't seem to do much for that bit. We're off. So not the music crew. Montfalon again. Hello, there's a juggler there now. What's going on there?
And they have not moved. Where was the penis again?
Here.
Ah,
Drawers. This is what the dirty-minded boys were thinking.
that's a table.
It is.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
I got nothing to say to him.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Should we call it there?
Are you knackered?
Hey, you with the balls.
Can do.
And in pain.
Yeah.
Oui?
Let's just get out of this conversation quickly and we'll get ready.
What do you know about the Knights
Yeah, no,
Templar?
what?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques du Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu! A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not. Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Alrighty. There's a save point. Right, well, thanks
Mum.
everybody for
Thanks,
joining.
man.
And
Yeah, nice one.
Nice one. And to answer FX Node, at the moment, nothing too regularly, actually. Whoops, mainly, because they're all that's coming out. But yeah, we'll be back and streaming soon, because we will get through this game, no matter what, just so we can move on to another one.
Oh, man. I'm invested now.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
But thanks for joining, everyone. We'll catch you
Thanks,
later.
man. Yeah, hopefully.
Bye.
We'll catch you tomorrow on either one of our things. Don't forget to follow so you get notified.
Yes,
hit the
follow, because we stream quite randomly at different times, do we not?
Yeah, whatever we can fit in.
Exactly. All right. Bye all.
Bye.